red September for crypto. Is it going to be a red September for crypto right now? In the comments. I don't have a lot of commenters out there. Y'all are quiet, but hit the comments and let me know if you think it's going to be red September. And then the other side of this, we're going to dig into the charts, Bitcoin charts, Cardano charts. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think about this red September. Besides that, putting that aside, everybody, I am as optimistic about crypto right now as I've ever been. What we've just endured, 2 years we just endured, is coming to an end. There's so much negativity in the comments. It absolutely is boggling my mind. I don't think a lot of people are understanding what's happening here. I tweeted earlier, I said, someone on YouTube said the charts look terrible and asked how I maintain such positivity. The answer is simple. The charts look amazing, and after 2 long years, the bear is almost over. Zoom out. Go to Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin on a weekly. Go to Bitcoin on the daily. Go to Bitcoin on the 6 hour. They're just completely different looking. 6 hour, someone staring at a 6 hour or an hourly, imagine. It's depressing. It's going to be negative. It's not going to look good. I said the charts look good. I said the charts look amazing because I'm on this chart. This is the zoomed out Bitcoin chart, and I'm thankful for this chart. Bitcoin is not the biggest piece of my long-term crypto play. It's really not. But I will say this, I'm grateful for this chart because it acts as a roadmap for me through these crypto times, through the crypto cycles, in planning the volatility of it all. And this is where we are, everybody. We just survived this entire bear market, and we're in this accumulation phase before the next halving. I talk about it all the time. I want to discuss this, though, in this video, September specifically, because this is really starting to set up the exit of the bear market, the exit of the winter. So Crypto Rover over here tweeting, and this is, I mean, everybody on Twitter is talking about this, or I should say X. September is historically a bad month for Bitcoin. So look at September. You can see September over here. If I kind of try and zoom in a little bit, you see the September column. 2023 so far, 0.26%. Here's last year, -3%. Year before, -7%. -7%, -13%, -5%, -7%, So, okay, 2016 actually not -6%. Sorry. You get the point. Then we're going to talk about October in a second, but let's start with Bitcoin analysis and talk about what Bitcoin is doing. Then we'll pivot over to Cardano. And I'll try and wrap all this together, the analysis of it all, what I illustrate on the charts, to really truly exemplify why I'm so optimistic about crypto right now. This is what we're looking at on the Bitcoin daily chart. You can see Bitcoin in this pattern that we've been tracking for quite a long time. And I'm just going to say it. I don't know how it's going to play out. We'll continue tracking it. We got the break to the downside. This was back in mid-August or so, August 18th, consolidated. We got the grayscale SEC win. Look how short-lived that was. We didn't even get a pullback into the lower trend line of that wedge. We actually just kind of cruised just above the 20, just below the 50-day, saw rejection in that general area of resistance, and we kind of started falling back down. We'll continue tracking it, right? It's still just sideways, really. Nothing has really changed much on this Bitcoin chart. But if everybody's anticipating a red September, let's just throw it out there for the sake of this video. And just even if there is a red September, let's look at how much it makes sense for the Bitcoin chart, and then we're going to look at the ADA chart. So hit the subscribe if you're not a subscriber, by the way, everybody, as we bring this analysis, and hit that like button for me if you're still here watching this video. Target to the downside, out of the wedge. And these things, this is a zoomed out long term. I mean, this is going back to December back here. So these things take a lot of time to form, but target to the downside is around $21,000. And if we just look at Bitcoin on the daily chart, swing low to the swing high, look where our Fibonacci is. It is in that general vicinity, specifically the 618 around $21,600, the 786 around 19,000. Do I think we're going to go that low? Not sitting here saying that, but what I am saying is from a technical analysis perspective, and we are lined up from a time frame perspective, September being a terrible month, it would make sense. If it is a terrible month, we could absolutely hit this target. And guess what? That might be the worst of it all. This could be the true bottom formation. Because if we actually go to the weekly, I just want to point something out. In the last cycle, you can just see Bitcoin exiting the bear market, entering the accumulation phase, and dipping. right? So we're very much in a similar area, exiting the bear market, entering accumulation phase, potentially dipping to 21,000. The Fibonacci that's down here. Well, look at this dip back here. And I'm not even talking about the COVID dip, but if we take the bear market low of the last cycle to that swing high that Bitcoin had, look what Bitcoin did. It retraced to that 618 area, slightly below it, but in the 618 to the 786 higher low Fibonacci for this bottom formation. Now, I truly think that if COVID didn't come into play, that was probably it, right? So who knows what would happen here? Maybe we consolidate just sideways for a little bit into having. I just think this wouldn't have happened, right? So if we're going back to the chart now, we have our target to the downside. We could literally be about to enter the end of just the entire bottom formation. And there's no guarantees. I'll always say that. It could just break this Fibonacci support, right? It could go lower than the 786 and we could go break. I get it, right? We all know the risk involved with crypto. But from just a consistency standpoint on these Bitcoin charts, it makes so much sense what is happening right now. And even the fact that we're entering a September where it's typically red, Bitcoin has this target where from a time frame perspective, we could really just get there in September. It's not that far of a move away for Bitcoin just to trickle down here and put in a higher low. And then what do we have? We have October. And what does his chart say over here? October, last year, 5.5%. Year before that, 39%, 27%, 10%, -3. Then we got 47%. October, historically, a green month for Bitcoin. So this could be it. September could be the end of everything that we just endured in this bear market. And I just want to point that out on that Bitcoin chart. We go over to Cardano. It's just the same, everything lining up. I have a 6-hour chart right off the bat because just want to point something out to you. This is a short-term chart, ADA consolidating with Bitcoin and the rest of crypto. This is a short-term target to around 23 to 24 cents. We go over here to a weekly chart. This is what it would look like on the weekly. And you can just see ADA, man, look at the red candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a month and a half of red candles. So here's what I really want to talk about in terms of ADA. And this is if it's a red September. We have the target to the downside. We see it on the weekly around 23 cents or so. I just want to mention things like ADA, altcoins like ADA. Benjamin Cohen's been talking about we might be getting ready just to go into that depression phase for something like Cardano. I don't like to call it a depression phase because, again, if Bitcoin and crypto and Cardano is about to dip, right? And I mean, maybe ADA hits a 23-cent target, but actually keeps going because altcoins they're volatile in these environments. If it's going to be a red September, puts in its final low, it's hard for me to call that a depression because on these charts, I know what's happening. We're getting very close to this halving. We just looked at what the Bitcoin charts are doing over here on the weekly. This is, in my view, getting towards the end before we start making that, whether it's higher highs and higher lows or even just sideways into the next halving, this is truly the end. So we look at the Cardano charts. Yeah, we have potential, if we go, let me try and find a daily. We have potential bullish divergence, right? So meaning maybe it's not a red September. Maybe the first half of it's red. Maybe ADA hits its target down here. And if you look at this, we could be putting in a low, right? A new low, closing a new low candle on ADA charts around 23 cents, but maybe putting in a higher low on this RSI. This could be some bullish divergence, and ADA might just kind of pop out of here and start going green. Like this could be towards the end of it. I really digress from even throwing any type of hopium out there because the data is the data. September's are red. Maybe it won't be too red of a month. Maybe it'll be a -3% red month like it was last year, right? But either way, I like to anticipate downside. For me right now, for ADA, I'm looking at a short-term target. I want to see what happens around 23 cents. I want to see how quick Bitcoin is moving. If crypto in general is falling, I want to see how quick Bitcoin is falling along with the rest of crypto. But this is the first target. It's around 23 to 24 cents for ADA. But ultimately, everybody, I am looking for, if there's going to be a red September, I am looking for ADA to basically put put in some type of capitulation bottom. And I don't even mean like this candle back here. This was the SEC candle. I'm talking about just a true bear market winter bottom for ADA. Don't know what it would look like, but I'm looking for it. We get a candle like this time around. It's a different story now than it even was back in June if that were to happen on these ADA charts. Going over to ADA BTC, the reason why that is it's different than it was in June, simply because we're in this red bottoming out accumulation area. We've been here before for ADA, and historically, we see and we know what happens next. So volatility as to the next months or so, like the end of this box. Right now we're in August. The end of this box is in spring of 2024. Volatility for sure. Ups, downs, sideways, yes. But we're right now defining and forming the bottom range for ADA, and that's what I see happening right now. And again, this September being a red month, and then what potentially happens next and how it aligns with the cycles of Bitcoin, we're getting very close, everybody. I can't help but do a video like this with a smile on my face and with positivity, because this is just the way that I see things. That's it. I realize there are people out there that watch my videos. They have a completely different perspective. Maybe they had a different experience with these cycles. Maybe they've not lived through these cycles, right? Maybe they've not really absorbed this data. They don't really see what a lot of us see. But I'm just putting it out there, everybody. I think we're getting very close. Downside, in my opinion, is not fun in the short term, but it is nothing like what we just endured, since the bull market high all the way back here in the fall of 2021. So those are my thoughts today, everybody. I appreciate you. Have an awesome weekend. It's a long weekend. I'm sure I'll be seeing you on here. I'll be still doing these videos, but hit the subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Hit those likes. I appreciate you. Have an awesome weekend. Chill out, zoom out, and God bless.